Welcome back to another episode of Desire to Inspire, Yo Mama's favorite podcast, here with the best co-host, maybe main host, whatever you want to call him.
No, we're always co-hosts. There's two of them. There's just a co.
Dylan. How's life?
Hey, I was cool with that, man. I'll take it.
All right.
Fuck it.
How's life, man?
Oh, life is beautiful, as always.
That's what we love to hear. I could not agree more. The weather here in Texas is gorgeous. It is hot as fuck already.
Yep, same here in Arizona.
I was gonna say, but now you know what it's like to live in
88 right now, and it's 10 a.m.
Yeah, today's actually cool today. It's 82, so
it was 6 a.m. It was 75. I was like, whew.
Yeah,
I gotta move on. I checked last night. It went before I went to bed at 9:30, and it was 92 degrees.
Yeah, see, I'm just not about that life. I give you guys credit for living out there.
I actually don't even feel that hot, man. I was shocked because the other day we were at Justin's pool and it was like 102, and I was like, if this was 102 back home, I would fucking off myself. Like, there's not a chance I'm chilling in 102 degrees in Ohio for 3 hours.
Yeah, no, not happening. Yeah. Well, you'll have to keep me posted. I know it's early for you, so you have all these snippets right now. So we'll see what the final story looks like.
Yeah. Well, like when I'm out there golfing, that's when I'm really gonna be able to tell, like, is this worth it or not?
You ain't gonna be golfing.
Oh, my dad's coming at the end of July.
Oh, really?
And so I told him we'll at least get one round in, even if it's hot. Like, if we got to go out at 6 a.m., we got to go out at 6 a.m.
You remember how much it was when we were there during the prime time?
Well, Justin said that because it's so hot, they have super low greens fees because no one wants to go.
Yeah, the course that we went to was like $165 for 18, and they said that by the like hot season, whenever that starts, it'll be like $25.
See, I'm cool with that. I'll play in the heat for $25 because then if I only want to get through 9 holes, I'll be like, fuck it, I'll leave.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I'm not leaving an $80 plus round, but I'll leave a round of $25.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I'm going back to Ohio soon, and let me just say I'm going to be playing a lot because it's a lot cheaper there than it is here in Dallas.
Yeah, you and Justin are at the same time. I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, he comes on the back end of my trip. I wish he was coming a little earlier, but at least I'll get to see him.
I was looking at flights to go home in July. I'm not paying that.
Yeah, from his text messages and snaps, I'm like, I'm glad that I'm not flying.
They're about the same that he was looking at. I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, fuck that.
I don't know why. Like, is Phoenix to Cleveland a hot spot?
No, it probably is not a hot spot, which makes it expensive.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. But let's get into it, man. What do you got for me today?
So I was listening to Impulsive, which for those who don't know is Logan Paul's podcast. And they had Gary Vee on. I'm not going to give a background on Gary Vee. You guys should either know who he is or look him up.
Yeah, get to know him if you don't.
I love the guy too. I can only consume so much. I go in like spurts with him though. Like I'll consume for a couple months and I'll take like some time off and then I'll come back to him. Yeah, he just fires me up sometimes. But it was actually somebody else was talking to him, and he said that his goal when he walks into a room isn't to like turn heads or change anyone's opinion or minds on anything. It's just to make sure that his mind doesn't change. And I don't really know why, but it really resonated with me. And I feel like it's like a self-awareness or like a self-assuredness that you don't have to like worry about like anyone changing like your mind on anything. Like, and not to say like that people's opinions don't change, but I feel like he means more like of his actual, like, this is who I am. Like, I'm not going to compromise who I am to make these people in this room happy. And I feel like this has been something that's really big for me. Like, I really like, I don't know. I do struggle with a lot of things, and like I fall into peer pressure and I fall into this like everyone does. But like I want to be like this person who sets an example, or like who leads by example. So it's like, if this is how I am, like I want that to be how I am in every situation, not just like in the ideal setting. So I don't know. It really resonated with me. So I want to get your take, see kind of what you think about it, and then we can kind of talk about it.
Yeah, no, I think I was telling you that one story about my old gym teacher who sat me down when he noticed that I was changing based off of the group of people that I was hanging out with in high school. And then right before we started doing all this stuff for DTI, one of my close friends, we were sitting down talking, I think eating dinner or lunch or something like that. And he goes, dude, I'm so happy. I'm so proud that you're doing this. He was like, I think that your stuff's really going to resonate with people. He was like, just promise me that on this journey, you won't change. He's like, be your authentic self, be who you are. He's like, you don't need to change for anybody, and you'll like touch and move people's lives. And I was like, oh shit. And I think it was that was like a final thing where it's like, I am going to be me. I'm going to be authentic to what I am. I'm going to stick to my morals and values that I have. Because as we've talked a lot of people either go through what we have, or they go through stuff that we're shining light on, that we're hearing about. And I think that's what's important, is because in the end, if you're putting on this fake persona or fake picture, or what do you call it?
People could pick up on that. Like, they know when you're not being yourself.
Yeah. And so that won't stick. But if you're being true to you, because at some point you're going to get tired of that.
Right.
And so if you stay true to you, and you stay true to what you, who you are, the story can never end, because you're not going to get sick of it. You're not going to get tired of it. And people aren't going to be like, oh, well, when I met him or when I met her, she was like this. And so you see it. And every
even
day.
Like, if you do evolve along the way, like, they see these like gradual changes. Like, they see like what makes you want to go a certain way, and like they feel like they're a part of the journey, because it's not like you put on this show and then you're some asshole off camera. Like, because there's a lot of those people out there who preach positivity, who preach this and that, and like they want to be like these self-help motivational speakers, and then off camera they're dicks.
Yeah. Like, look at Ellen DeGeneres. Remember that came out?
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think she's a bad person. I could be wrong. I know that she may have done some things that may have hurt people.
In a position of power on that level, though, like, or like authority on that level, where like you're running a show that has your name on it, you're gonna be an asshole to somebody at some point. Like,
that's what I'm saying. And you get to that caliber, it's just like Kanye, baby. Everybody wants to hate on you. Everyone wants to tear you down. So, I mean, you got to take what it is. But yeah, staying true to you, I mean, that's where all the success comes from, because there's going to be crowds of people, or there's going to be companies, or there's going to be something that see who it is. Why do you think that Drake is with State Farm? Drake doesn't have in his videos a bunch of cocaine, a bunch of fucking guns, a bunch of like he doesn't rap about killing people and stuff like that. And so like Drake has stayed true to who he is, even though people are like, I wish he was this, or I wish he was that. But that's what gets you, whether it's a deal or just like around a crowd. I mean, that's what gets you to the next level. Because if Drake was trying to fit into the industry and what they wanted him to be, he would be rapping about things that aren't true to
and his. The thing is, like, fans or like people who consume his content want that, but at the same time, like, he's still cool in those circles of people who do rap about. Like, that's the thing, is like, when you're yourself, like, you can fit in anywhere, like, because people know like what I see is what I get. Like, I don't have to worry about you being something else.
I've definitely met some people, or seen people get around certain individuals, and they just like either change the way they talk, or they change something, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
that's one thing in like a business setting to like clean it up. It's another thing to be a completely different person. And so I guess like for me, like this whole thing that I saw on this podcast, it kind of like made me like kind of look at like, I don't want it to just be the things that I say. Like, I don't want to like, I want people to see what I do and be like, oh, that's who he is. Like, that's, and so I guess to kind of take it another way is that I kind of do want to, I don't want to say I want to lead by example, because like I don't feel like I'm in a position to lead, you know, like I don't, and then that could be like an imposter syndrome type thing, which I think I very much so have.
Mm-hmm.
But to lead by example, I feel like I'm not the person who is going to preach to everyone unhealthy in my life. Like, hey, you need to change. Like, I'm not going to come at you crazy. Like, at the end of the day, you are grown. You're going to make your own decisions. If I can influence you, by all means, let me influence you. And if you come to me and want help, I will 100% help you out.
Mm-hmm.
And so over the past couple of weeks, I've actually seen my parents like turn like this corner, and they've always been kind of in and out in terms of health and whatever you want to call it, like working out. Like, they're in their 50s, like they're never going to be fucking the peak of the mountain. Like, they're definitely past their,
but they can be at the peak of their 50s.
But like, you still have the ability to like do and be whatever the fuck you want, like despite whatever's going on. So they came to me and like they just asked for help, and I'm not going to deny you help, like, by any means. But before, if they would have never came to me, I would have been like, hey, I think you should do this. I'll talk to you about it. but I'm never gonna be like, I think you should do this. And so like seeing them take it so seriously and like every day, like when my dad logs them in the workout, like in the app, he always puts like a full on message in there to me. And like I'll just get random pictures of him out on a walk with his fucking DTI bottle.
Let's
like
go.
That stuff is like, okay, like this feels good because it's like I'm not doing anything like to be like, hey, you need to do this. Like I'm not trying to push you into anything. This is just organically like you seeing it and be like, okay, like there's something to this. Let me try to take this. And so like he's even looking at it from like a mindset standpoint now. And like that's where I'm like, okay, like things are clicking. This isn't about just like, oh, I want to lose weight or I want to tighten up. This is like a complete like life thing. And it's
I love that shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like what we always preach and what we always try to bring together is that physical and mental side. And the mental side doesn't always have to be the bad part of the mental side. Like it can just be like, all right, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to start thinking this way. And so I know that it's easy to get caught up in these, I don't call them like industry words on what's like popular right now.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to it, and just changing the mindset of even like, I'm going to get out of bed a little bit earlier today and do this. Like, that's the type of mindset we're changing or talking about as well. It's not always the stuff that is hard or sad or whatever. So that's dope, man. I was in the gym for the first time when I went back to Ohio. Was in the gym for the first time with my mom, and she's been going a few times a week. But it's just cool. That's what keeps you young. It blows my mind that the older we get, and by older, I mean like after college starting, that a majority of people just forget that we need to be physically active. And then they wonder why am I having these pains, or why am I gaining all this weight, or why am I not as flexible as I used to be? Why
You'll never hear wait till you're my age from someone who's healthy and active.
No. And that's the thing, we forget about it. And so it's like, why am I aging so fast? It's like, you're not doing anything to work your body.
Yeah.
And so I think it should be like a fucking law for us to have to do X amount of workouts a day. Like, even if it's 15 minutes, get your body moving, get those muscles pumping, because you look back to our ancestors and they might have lived a shorter lifespan, just because we've evolved over time to be able to live longer lifespans. But while
they're not healthier lifespans.
No. And so
it's not like those last years are fucking healthy years. They're struggling, barely holding on years.
Yeah, but they're still staying active and stuff. And the second you start sitting around and start your body, your joints, your muscles, they don't work like they used to. So you got to keep priming them, man. It's like an engine. You got to keep that oil going, and it's get your levels tested and stuff like that, because that tells a bigger picture than just to get on X, Y, and Z medication or get on these vitamins. Like when we start to get to even like our age, like we need to start getting our levels tested, so that way we can see what's going good in our body, what's going bad, where we need to fix it. Because it's not just on the outside, it's on the inside as well.
Yep.
On things we got to focus on.
For sure. I really don't have much else on it. I don't know, that really stuck out to me. And then like to kind of see the couple weeks after that episode, like that I listened to it, it was like everything like clicked. I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is real cool.
That's dope. Be you, baby.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all I got.
All right. Well, you guys know the deal. Have the desire to inspire. I'm stealing your lines for the end of this one.
There we go, baby.
All right. Catch y'all the next one.